Shalom, brothers and sisters. Shalom to my brothers and sisters throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, right now, Elder Lawyer is in South Africa. He's about to fly into, after that, Zimbabwe, and we'll be getting a lot of footage from the church and the works that's happening over in Africa. All praises be to the Most High. We have churches in Ghana as well as Zimbabwe and different remote parts of Africa where the truth has now began to gather our people who are in exile, the children of Israel who are in Africa. All right. Now, there's some false ideology out there that we're going to straighten out there that you have now in Hebrews. And this is something new that's coming from black people who understand they're Hebrews in America. There's a new African scam now out there claiming that Africa is really where all the 12 tribes were in Africa. I mean, what can I say? The African scam is, I guess, it's one of the scams that keeps giving. From Pan-Africanism to come back to the motherland to Egyptology and all this other mess they're talking. Obviously, they don't know history or archaeology. The Wailing Wall, right now, where Jewish people and others are praying at that Wailing Wall and quasi what we would call Israel today, that's the actual fort where the Roman Empire levied in Jerusalem, folks. They stayed behind that wall. That wall was a fortress that was established by Vespasian and Titus to come against the Israelites, to actually take down our people in Judea. Okay, that wall isn't where the temple was. It was a fort for the Roman Empire, for the Roman soldiers to actually kill off our people, our last stand, before fleeing into Africa. See, but history and archaeology doesn't make sense when people are trying to drum up a new African hustle. So if you see people out there trying to show land masses or maps of tribes who went into Africa claim that was the original land, push back and say, no, that's not the original land. When our people were moved out of Jerusalem and fled into Africa, who knew they were Israelites, they labeled some of the territory after the familiar names they recognized as the 12 patriarchs. It doesn't mean that's where Israel was initially. Okay? So I'm putting it out there because every time a new scam, Israelite scam come up, because right now, you cannot sell Africanism to anyone anymore. Everyone understand that it was a scam the whole time. Everyone understand that African stuff got us nothing and sensationalizing Africa from Marcus Garvey all the way up until now. It never gave us anything. Nothing panned out with Pan-Africanism. Egyptology is a farce that was created here in America by Muslims, mind you. And Muslims aren't, and black Muslims are really none other than what? Servants to the Ishmaelites who've conquered Africa and different black people. Right? So, going on and on and on, we need to get out of this African thing, okay? But you know what? I guess they believe amongst our people, there's a fool born every moment. Because why? They're not peddling that African garbage to any other race of people. All right? So, no. Israel wasn't and never was within the continent of Africa itself when it comes to the inland of Africa or Middle Africa. Okay? Israel is what we would call today Northern Africa, if you're looking at it regionally. It's north of Africa, the top of Africa. So the inland in Africa is not where the 12 tribes were. All right. So they just now, I'm gonna tell you what they're doing. With all the news that comes with our people claiming to be Israelites, with the enemy doing everything to stomp that out of existence, they realize that now Israel is the new, I would say the new political fad that everyone can jump onto. So these Pan-Africanists and others are looking for a way to, after they've been denying Israel and the Bible and all that, they trying a way to now link themselves into a train that's been moving. They're trying to now, how can I hook? I've been going against the Israelites forever. I've been crapping on the Bible forever. But really, that's the only thing moving publicly right now. No one is talking about Africa or Egyptology. How can we hook ourselves into this? Now, because without saying first, I apologize, or I'm sorry I got it wrong. I didn't listen the first time. But now that there's some level of notoriety, they feel left out. So now they're going to try to, how can I hook this African thing now into Israel to save face and still benefit from what I was denying or debating against since our existence? These so-called Pan-Africanists. They can't deny that Israelites are black anymore. They can't deny that the truth of us being Israel would not have been founded without the Bible itself, the same Bible they deny. So now they come in with a new hook, line, and sinker. Well, we're going to say that Israel wasn't Africa. So if you see these cons trying to use the truth when they should have been on board for the whole time, ignore them. Okay? Obviously, they're preying on our people who don't have geography information to confirm or deny what they're saying. But I've been over the Middle East. I've been over all these places, okay? So they can't pull that on me, okay? I've been into Africa, okay? But they'll try to do that here for those who are ignorant to geography over there in America, okay? So no, that's another lie. All right, now, I just want to put that out there. If you see somebody peddling Israel wasn't Africa, know that it's a con, all right? That doesn't exist. The reason why you'll see Hebrew names or Israelite patriarch names in Africa, because our people fled into Africa running from Roman persecution in 70 AD. Okay, and of course, all the land masses that we ran into, you would find somewhat remnants of Hebrew, some history of Hebrew, and also historical names such as the 12 fathers of Israel, the 12 patriarchs that came from Jacob or Israel. So of course you would see Manasseh in certain areas, Naphtali in certain areas. Not that they're from those tribes, but those were their brethren. So when they went into the lands, they kept the names alive by naming territory with the brethren we were familiar with. Okay? Just want to put that out there real quick, all right? Now, I'm going to segue over in a moment. To Patreon because we have a serious review of a video that all of us must really pay attention to. It's died suddenly. I'm going to tell you, and the title of this is Scientific Body Snatchers. Scientific Body Snatchers. And I'm going to be talking about that, especially going into week 2 of our Hebrew and Bible Academy. I like to run all these things together so you can get the full picture from Wednesday, Friday, Patreon, Sabbath, and run right into that class in the Hebrew and Bible Academy. That's right, tracing the serpent's seed. The DNA change. the DNA change and how it affects, quote unquote, who man or woman, or whom they would call humans. That's right. As in the days of Noah, like Christ said, as in the days of Noah, then shall the coming of the Son of Man be. Let me repeat that again. As in the days of Noah. As in the days of Noah, then shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days of Noah before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in the marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. That's right. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. We're living in the days of Noah, folks. And what we're actually sleeping on is the science. They would have you believe that what they're doing in the earth has everything to do with diseases. Folks, I'm going to tell you, I can't say too much here, but I'm going to go over on the other side to Patreon to discuss this. It's all about doing what? Changing God's creation. They just need to deceive people into receiving, that's right, the agents for change. Because God's body, the temple he gave us, would automatically reject Satan's scientists changing of them. See? Our minds and bodies would instantly, without some level of scientific metamorphosis, we would automatically reject what they're trying to do to our bodies. So they have to do something to our minds in order, what? To have us accept the change for ourselves. Mental illness. Oh yeah. If you're diagnosed with a mental illness, you're prescribed something. Well, of course, it's a short-term fix, but they're not stating what are the long-term consequences to our minds and bodies. When we get things shot into us and other things, yes, it may be for what they're claiming probably, but is there other reasons for it? Well, I'm going into that. I'm going into that on the other side of this. That's right. That's right, folks. Scientific body snatchers. Okay? A lot is going on right now. And I know it seems as if I'm speaking in parables or codes, but I'm going to tell you, folks, it all makes sense when you understand the agendas. Nothing is by chance. Everything you see is planned in the earth. Moving us to trust science for our mental health and science for our physical health, not realizing the metamorphosis that comes with it, like in the days of Noah. Now, I know we were supposed to be talking about poisoned water today, but based on some of the information that have come across my desk within the last couple of weeks, I have to jump right into this. You know me, I'll be chopping at the bit. And I just wanted to talk about how it's a coincidence that every time there's some bad water or things happening, it usually happens in our neighborhoods where black people are. Oh yeah, the power supply went down in Houston. Bad water, boil your water. And y'all know what happened every time there's a water issue, it's our people drinking poisoned water. And you know what? I'll tell you what. If the news says it's a coincidence, it's a coincidence. But I know but hey, there's other perspectives outside of their coincidences. Because sicknesses for these satanic scientists are a benefit. Don't forget, folks, we live in a world where science and others are telling us that the world is overpopulated.